GI issues are so common in endurance sports that a lot of athletes think it's normal. It's just something they have to deal with. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. Primitive man didn't get up in the morning, have a bowl of oatmeal, grab a couple of gels and go hunting. He got up and went hunting. Why do these things occur? Well, they occur for a variety of reasons. In a sense, metaphorically, we're actually burning down that rainforest canopy. And that's where you get this sort of stomach and GI issues develop over time. It means you've impacted your microbiome and your epithelium. Now, are there other factors? Absolutely. Hi. GI issues are really common with endurance athletes. So if you're looking at this, you're probably an athlete who's experienced a GI issue when you're doing either your training or you're racing, and you're curious how you can resolve this problem. Now, GI issues are so common in endurance sports that a lot of athletes think it's normal. It's just something they have to deal with. Some people even consider it sort of a rite of passage or a badge of honor, like, oh yeah, I puked, or you know, this is just normal. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. And Vespa is a great tool to help you solve those stomach and gut issues. And one of the ways it does that is by using Vespa to tap into your own onboard calories. You're alleviating that need to consume a lot of external calories like gels, liquid nutrition, bars. If you're a keto type person, you're taking these high fat products. A lot of times high fat products will literally go right through you, which is another form of GI distress issues, but I digress. The fact is, if you're looking at this, you're probably kind of curious of how you can solve your own issues. And so why does this stuff occur? This stuff occurs generally because you're trying to take in too much food for the situation that your digestive tract can handle. And why do I say it in this sort of confusing, vague way? Well, it's a very dynamic thing. When environmental conditions are cold and you're not going all out, your body has the spare resources to focus on digestion. And it's like I say, when you sit down to a meal, a nice dinner meal, are you going to try and do a workout? Of course not. You're not supposed to try to work out when you're sitting down to a nice meal. So why would you want to try to digest a meal size of calories when you're trying to perform at your best in a physical effort? That's the way it is. We're not meant to be taking in a lot of calories. We want to take those external calories in for racing or very high level training, but it's just that icing on the cake. We need to really focus on making fat our base aerobic energy so that we can minimize the calories we need to take in. That's the point of using Vespa to help alleviate stomach and gut issues. Now, why do these things occur? Well, they occur for a variety of reasons, and they're all mixed up. But one of the most common things that's seen in endurance athletes is endurance athletes don't start out with stomach and gut issues, they develop them. And this has to do with the composition of the stomach and gut. And this is why we make stomach and gut health such a important part of the OFM program that we've actually made it a specific tier of the OFM pyramid. Because your stomach and gut, it's the main things we'll focus in on is what is the epithelium, and these are the cells composed of epithelial cells, and the microbiome that resides in there. You hear a lot of talk about the microbiome, but the epithelium cells, this is the residence for your microbiome. The epithelium is where the biome resides. And I want you to think of the microbiome and the epithelium in terms of a rainforest environment. The epithelium is like this great rainforest canopy. You hear about the Amazon, these 300 foot high, 300 foot high, whatever, canopies composed of all these plants. And then you have all this flora and fauna that resides within. So think of it like that 100 foot, 200 foot rainforest canopy, your epithelium. And then you have the microbiome that resides in. That's in the case of a healthy, natural, evolutionarily aligned epithelium. Okay? Now, what happens over time is trying to process a lot of concentrated, refined carbohydrates, carbohydrates that are actually designed to transit your gut into your bloodstream quickly. This causes a lot of oxidative stress. And so, in a sense, metaphorically, we're actually burning down that rainforest canopy. Okay, and when you burn it down to, say, create that grassland, like a lot of the stuff you hear about in Brazil, okay, what's going that do to the carrying capacity of the microbiome? What's going to turn it down? So the diversity and the amount is going to go way down. So both the epithelium and the microbiome is a lot less. So guess what? The oxidative stress impacts of those gels, bars, liquid, especially if you're taking in a whole bunch, all of a sudden that becomes even more. And that's where you get this sort of stomach and GI issues develop over time. It means you've impacted your microbiome and your epithelium. Now, are there other factors? Absolutely. You have antibiotic use and other med use. You have processed food use. They use a lot of preservatives, because preservatives are going to impact your microbiome and your epithelium. This is why a whole foods-based diet has consistently shown to be the best for humans, because this is what we co-evolved with, eating whole foods. We didn't co-evolve eating processed foods. And we certainly didn't co-evolve eating gels. It's like I said, primitive man didn't get up in the morning, have a bowl of oatmeal, grab a couple of gels and go hunting. He got up and went hunting. And so, once again, if you look at that evolutionary timeline, we weren't meant to be eating when we were out hunting and gathering. We were meant to be out there to be our physical best to perform, because our lives depended on it. So just like you and your performance depends on your body, you want to try to get that base fuel back to your own body fat. And that's where Vespa can be a key tool to drive performance level fat metabolism. Got it? Now, back to the epithelium. Now, all these bars, gels, concentrated carbohydrates, as we know, they're highly oxidative. And so that oxidative stress also impacts your epithelium, because these cells are very, very sensitive. They turn over very quickly. And when you're trying to exercise, especially in the heat, blood flow is reduced to the GI tract, so they don't get as much blood. The oxidative stress is higher. So guess what? It makes that situation even worse. Now, is this doom and gloom? No, you're robust, and your body can handle it. But as you see with a lot of athletes, over time, your stomach and gut will be impacted from trying to take in too many calories when you're not supposed to, when you're exercising. So, think about these concepts and think about how Vespa can be a really valuable tool to help you perform better and be better. Thanks very much.